family and you know, had to find solutions and get the job done. And sometimes, you know,
I think the act of doing rather than being productive, that's a very good way to define yourself. That being productive, being useful, because you can't sit and do nothing. You have to be doing something, and that's a very powerful leadership style as well, which you would probably bring in your role these days. And then sometimes you don't value the act, being productive as a default, as a primary virtue. What do you see that as?
So I think because that's how I was brought up, and it was very much ingrained in me from a very young age that, running a family business, we had tasks that had to be done, and most times, it was us who had to do them. So you very much grew up with that sense of, if not you,
you can't take a sickie.
You couldn't take a sickie. You rarely took a sickie. You were very sick if you were taking a sickie. But we grew up with that concept of, if something had to be done, if not you, then who? Because it was, you were there and you were there with your family and you had to find solutions and get the job done. And sometimes, when you're in a very busy production period on the farm, as little kids, we would sort of dread it. We'd go, oh my God, we've got to get those sheep so far from the back paddock all the way into the shearing shed, or you'd be drafting thousands of sheep, and you'd look back down the sheep yards and all you could see was sheep, and you think, oh, this is never going to be done. But so I guess that persistence and resilience and sticking at it was very much something that we lived as a family as well. So yeah, I think it's a one of the values that I appreciate most, having been instilled in me as a child, because certainly later in years in my professional career, I've remained very outcome focused. So I've learned how to use systems and strategies to help move businesses and ideas and policy concepts forward. But I have remained at the core someone who actually wants to get on the ground achievements, which I think is really important when you're working for a sector like agriculture.